My pain wasn't the problem. My reaction to her pain was. The moment I felt threatened, I stopped hearing her. I wasn't defending myself. I was defending the version of me I wanted to believe in. Why does her pain suddenly matter more than mine? I know these questions because I lived them. And every time I did that, she didn't feel loved. She felt alone. I share this as a man still figuring this out. Not as a coach, not as a guru, because I wish someone had cracked me open years ago. Not with cliches about communication, but with the truth I never wanted to look at. It wasn't her pain that broke me. It was what her pain revealed about me. So if you're sitting there thinking your pain doesn't matter, brother, stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why her pain triggers your ego and how to break that loop before it destroys your relationship. Because this might save you years of the same quiet distance I created in my own relationship. Most men never realize this. They're not disconnected because they're bad men. They're disconnected because they're staring at their pain first and completely missing the pain right in front of them. If you can shift that, if you can learn to meet her before you protect yourself, you will experience a connection most men only dream of. Now, let's hit the question every man gets stuck on. Why does her pain matter more than mine? Brother, that question is the problem. Because the moment you frame it like that, you've already made it a competition. You've made it about you before you've even tried to understand her. Here's the part most men never want to admit. She can't meet your pain until she feels safe expressing hers. And I know the next thing you're thinking, hey, but that's unfair. Why is it always the man's job? Why do we always have to lead? I used to ask the same thing until I realized this. Being a man isn't about being calm. It's about creating emotional safety. Not because she's weak, but because polarity works one way. You set the emotional climate. She responds to it. Is it pressure? Absolutely. But it's also how you build a connection deeper than anything you've ever experienced. Because when you stop acting like a boy, demanding the world to meet your needs first, and you start showing up as a man who can hold discomfort, something incredible happens. She softens. She opens. She reaches for you again. And yes, you'll still have bad days, misunderstandings, sharp moments you both fumble. And that's life. But the beauty is this. When you're a present man, when you're present, even the hard moments become connection instead of collapse. And the key to presence is simple but brutal. Feel your own pain. Face your own truth. Because her pain only threatens you when there's something inside you your ego refuses to look at. This is the loop every man gets trapped in. Her pain, your ego hears it as failure. You defend. She shuts down. And you feel rejected. This is where most men get blindsided. Because the moment she expresses her pain, your ego hears something completely different. She says, I feel disconnected. You hear, you're failing. She says, I don't feel chosen. You hear, you're not enough. And before you've even processed it, your ego snaps into the same cycle I lived in for years. Defend, explain, justify, prove you're a good man. That loop right there, it kills connection instantly. Because you're no longer listening to her reality. You're fighting protect your image. That's why she says you're not hearing me. And you say, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm trying. Brother, I was that man. Every time she came to me with a need, I didn't hear her pain. I heard a threat to the image I was clinging to. And that's the part that stings. You're not defending the relationship. You're defending who you want to believe you are. That's why her words land so heavy. That's why you feel attacked. That's why everything turns into an argument you never meant to have. It's not because her pain matters more. It's because your ego is terrified of being exposed. Now, here's the part no one teaches us. How to actually break this loop in the moment. Because awareness is useless if you can't hold the moment when it counts. For most of my life, the second I felt triggered, I went straight into explanations. Logic or shutdown. But brother, the real move is this. Don't explain anything, just breathe once. Feel the sting and say, okay, tell me what's going on for you. That one sentence will change the entire emotional direction. So how do you actually do this? It starts with something brutally simple, but most men never do it. Pause, feel, then respond. Not with logic, not with defense, not with a counter argument, with presence. Because when she brings you her pain, she's not asking for a court case. She's not building evidence. She is reaching for connection. And here's what I had to learn the hard way. If her words trigger you, it's because they touched a wound you still haven't faced. It's not her tone, it's not her fairness, it's not who's right. It's whether you can hold the moment without collapsing into, here we go again. Why am I always the problem? What about my pain? Brother, those reactions aren't masculinity. They're self-protection. So here's what you do instead. Notice the ego flare, that heat in your chest, that urge to defend, that instinct to explain yourself. Name it silently. My ego just hit. My ego just got hit. Unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders. Breathe once, slow. Your nervous system decides your reaction. Slow the system, and you slow the story. Listen for the need, not the accusation. Under every sharp sentence is a softer truth. I miss you. I need you. I want to feel close again. If you can hear that, you won't feel attacked. You'll feel invited. Respond from presence, not performance. You don't need the perfect words. You don't need to fix everything. You just need to show you're here. Okay? Okay, I hear you. Tell me what part hurt. That single sentence does more for connection than 10 hours of defending yourself. Presence over proof. But here's the part most men skip. The part I avoided for years. You have to look back. Not to beat yourself up, not to drown in guilt, but to see the truth you were too defended to see before. Go back to your last arguments, your last conflicts, your last moments of disconnection. Ask yourself, honestly, where did things fall apart? Is there truth in what she was saying? Did I miss her pain because I was protecting mine? Brother, women are perceptive in ways we don't fully understand. Their intuition is sharper than our logic. They feel the shift long before we can explain it. So, be honest with yourself. Did I mess up here? And if I did, can I own it without defending myself? Do I love my ego more or my relationship? Because that's the real choice. Ego says, protect the image. Love says, reveal the truth. And this is where the loop finally breaks. The moment you stop performing the good man and start becoming a present one. The moment you let yourself feel the sting of being wrong without collapsing into shame. The moment you realize her pain isn't an accusation, it's a request for connection. That's when everything shifts. Not because she changes, but because you're finally leading from presence instead of image. And here's the part I want you to take with you. If you can drop the ego in those moments, just for a breath, you give her something most women never experience: emotional safety. And if you can do that, you'll just be one step closer towards building a connection that truly is rare.